when you have like evil people or nasty mentality people around you, it does end up rubbing off on you. Yeah. And I realized that because of how much have I been able to grow and change from when I left that place.
Like one way or another, you're not going to get shit in life without some form of discipline.
Yeah.
You have to be disciplined.
Before he gives you a blessing or an upgrade, he isolate you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because not everybody's supposed to come with.
End up hanging out with people that are in the same loop.
Yeah.
And they get stuck in that vicious cycle where it's just like they wake up, go to work, get out of work, get high, go back to sleep, wake up, get high, go to work, get high, come home from work, get high. And that's the whole thing. What are you doing? About to get high? What are you?
Hello, everybody. Thank you for being here in another episode of According to Liz. My name is Liz. This is Jacob. And today we're going to talk about Jacob. Sure? Right?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. So buckle up and enjoy the ride.
Welcome to According to Liz.
Hi, my name is Liz, and I'll be your host. So, Mr. Jacob, I know you recently moved to Atlanta. Like what, a year and a half?
No, what? It's been maybe 8 months now.
8 months only? Oh my God, I miss my boy so much. I swear it feels like it's been 2 years. I promise you, I thought it was like a year and a half. 8 months? Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness. So how do you like it? What is it about a New Yorker being down here in Atlanta?
I mean, you got to be a slow New Yorker to like it down here. It's too slow. I don't know. I'm only here for business. I'm just keeping it pushing. I'm ready to get out.
So what's bringing you to Atlanta?
Go to chiropractic school at Life University.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And how do you like your school?
School's cool. The people come off as fake, so I don't really give a fuck about nobody there, really.
Oh, it's like that, huh?
Yeah. I'll be honest. I don't really care for nobody there. I have a select few people that I fuck with.
Yeah.
But for the most part, it's like everyone else just seems kind of fake.
I mean, honestly, I feel like that's everywhere. Yeah. Yeah, like as you grow up, you see how there's a lot of fakeness in this world, a lot of like nonsense. So you tend to have a smaller circle. Yeah.
Yeah. I've always been like that. I don't know. I don't like down south. I think I was talking to my neighbor about it. Down here, these people are fake. Like they try to have a conversation with you just because they feel like they need to. And it's like back home, if I want to talk to you, I don't got to talk to you. But if I talk to you, it's like...
Yeah, because you generally want to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here, they doing it just to be polite.
Just to try to be polite, but then talk shit about you 2 seconds later.
Right. And bless your heart type of style.
Yeah, like, nah, get out of my face. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't like down south.
That is us.
For me.
That's the thing with New Yorkers. We very like mind our business, keep on pushing, and that's it. And then the interactions we have are genuine interactions.
Yeah, if I'm gonna talk to you, like I'm gonna talk to you. But other than that, like nobody in New York has a problem with like
not
how
even
you doing and just keep it pushing.
Yeah.
Down here they take offense to that. It's like, why I gotta stop to talk to you? You don't really care.
I don't have time to waste, on people I don't really care for.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, that's my thing. Any highlights about Atlanta? School, I guess, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Everybody's slow down here. I mean, I don't know.
So you had a big birthday yesterday.
Yeah.
You did, right?
Yeah, it was a good birthday. Actually, really happy with it. It was pretty good. Had some good people, good vibes.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Thank you.
Yeah, 26.
20s now, it's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, what do you mean late 20s?
Late 20s.
Really?
Yeah.
It's late 20s. Oh my goodness. Oh, snap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now it's old head.
Old head, huh?
Yeah, hanging out with a bunch of old farts, it kind of rubs off on you.
I think you always had an old soul. You always been very like on point with your stuff, very determined and very structured. Yeah, I admire that about you a lot. especially coming from somebody like me. I'm like, ooh, all over the place. Like, as it comes, as it goes. It's just, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, nah. I know that drives you crazy about me.
Insane.
Insane.
Drives me insane.
I know. Well,
It's all right, though.
that's what it is. Yeah. We can't all, be military style,
No.
right? Okay. So, anything that you have learned this year, anything that you have learned that you didn't know before, it was something that was, something you had to learn, that it was not something you encounter in New York, other than the fake people, but for your own self, for your own growth. Anything you could think of?
I learned, you know what it is? I learned that I guess you can lean on people. And I feel like I'm so used to always like doing things and trying to handle everything and do everything by myself because like I've been disappointed so many times in my life that it's just like I don't have faith in humanity for the most part to handle anything. And I'm very like, if you're gonna do it like the right way, and by the right way is my way. It's just,
Right.
I feel like there's certain ways I like things done, and then if it doesn't get done in that way, then I don't give the same level of gratitude that should be given. So it's just like to avoid that conflict, I just do it myself so that you don't sit there and fuck up,
Right.
Because it's like I'm very like, if someone does a gesture, like you have to be, whether it's good or bad, like it's good to be grateful because they went out of their way to do it. But at the same time, I'm also like, if you're going to do it right.
Right.
Don't do it like fucking half-assed or like on some bullshit. So I'm very like, this year, I guess so far, I've been very like learning how to lean on people and like, not lean, I'm going to say take assistance. Because I don't know, I feel like it's just my character. I don't really like the idea of leaning on people because then that's when you give them the opportunity to throw it in their face, and then that's when it's just like, all right, fuck you now. Like, take everything back. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, you threw it in my face, now I don't want it.
Right.
So it's like, I'd say taking assistance.
Taking assistance.
Yeah.
Or maybe like trusting more to allow people to like help you.
Yeah. That.
Right.
Taking trust to like learn how to take more help from people when the help is offered.
Yeah.
And then I'm learning to have more grace for myself as well. Like, I'm always so very hard on myself.
Right.
And then people like kind of get butthurt when I'm hard on them, but then like they don't realize that
you're 10 times harder on yourself. Yeah.
10 times harder.
That's because you expect greatness.
Well, that, and on top of that, there's a certain standard that I already created in my head for whatever it is that I'm going to. Like, I'm not going to sit there and try to do something without going 100% on it. Which is, people call it a try hard, and whatever. And then for some people, they'll say, oh, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. This, that, the third, doesn't matter. And it's like, all right, cool. I'm glad it doesn't matter for you. For me, it matters.
Yeah.
So if it matters to me, I'm going to put my 110% effort. So then it's like the certain standards that I'll set. And then, if they don't get met, then I end up like being really hard for myself. So this year so far with school, I learned to have a lot more grace for myself.
Yeah.
So does that as well.
I feel like, it's very important for us to, because I feel a lot of times we give others more grace than we give ourselves.
Yeah.
And we have to remember that we all human here trying to figure it out. Yeah. You know what I mean? So yes, you should always try to do the best in every situation. Like anything that you do, you should try to like give the best of you. But at the same time, if it doesn't end up where you thought it should, then you need to understand also that there was a lesson in it, and that we all humans, and then we all just truly going, just going with the flow, like trying, just learning and trying. I feel like it's very important to learn and do better.
Mm-hmm.
But if the first try wasn't what you expected, then yeah, like you said, give yourself grace, because we only human here.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why we down here. Because we just human and learning and going with it.
Mm-hmm.
So anything else that you want to say about Atlanta that you would like? How is it to like leave home and be on your own?
It's nice.
Yeah.
It's cons and cons. You know, like I finally get to have my own space really and like have it how I want it. It's somewhat kind of how I want it. There's just pros and cons, you know. I miss home. I'll miss home and I miss, you know what? I think it's not more so missing home because when I went back for school break, I kind of realized that it was good that I left home. And then even if I do move back to New York, it's good for me to live in like my own area, you know, away from home because there's certain things like you just learn that. I feel like this year I also learned that it's okay to love somebody and then not love the way they operate. You know, like I feel like it's very okay to like, and I feel like that's how like certain relationships end up getting stronger once you kind of realize that you can love the person and then not and be totally okay with not wanting to live with them. You know, I'll use Elvin as an example. Like I love him to death. Like he's like a little brother to me, but I can't stand the way he is. Like I can't stand the way he lives, the way he kind of like composes himself and whatnot, to the point that I had to have a conversation with him before leaving. Like, yo, you need to step it up. Like you're fucking around. Like you're literally just wasting time.
Yeah.
Fucking around. Like it's okay not to have direction at a young age, but at the same time, develop some structure in your life.
Right.
Like he was very like, oh fuck it. And like you would see it in like certain shit, you know?
Yeah.
But then like moving away and not having to see the way he operates makes me appreciate him more as a person, because he's not a bad person. He's just an idiot. He's a young 20-year-old idiot, you know?
Right.
Like he's young. He's a 20-year-old that thinks he knows everything. And he thinks then, but he's just lacking structure. That's all.
Right.
In reality, he's lacking an ass whooping, but he's not a bad person, you know.
He's too big for the ass whipping now.
You can still get your ass whooped.
Okay, Elvin. So you better watch out.
But other than that, he's not a bad person, and you can see it. He has the drive, and he has like the kind of the ambition to want to do more and want more.
Yeah.
But his issue is always going to be consistency.
Yeah.
And he needs to learn. If he learns to develop a structure,
discipline.
Yeah.
Discipline, I
if
think.
he develops a discipline, he's going to be.
Yeah.
Like,
it'll come with age, you know? Because.
Yes and no. There's some people you could tell, like, have it, and then other people that by the time they learn it, they already wasted, like, the gold. Like, I don't want to call it golden years.
Yeah.
You could really become successful at any age, but, like, there's certain people that, I don't know. I feel like there's some people that just have it, and then other people that have to go through a lot of shit in life to then develop it.
Right.
Like,
why don't you just learn?
Why don't you just learn it versus having to go through all the bad shit? Then gonna force. Like one way or another, you're not gonna get shit in life without some form of discipline.
Yeah.
You have to be disciplined. There's always different levels to it, but if you see the people that have like the most money, is they have discipline.
Yeah.
You know, they know when and where and how to move when they need to move. So
absolutely.
You know,
I see that. Yeah, I need to learn some of that too. I believe, but you know, again, we every day evolving.
Yeah,
every day we are evolving, and I think it's the name of the game.
Yeah,
can't just stay stuck in one thing, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. So, I don't know. So with school, how is it? Like, do you like the program? You like your friends? Well, not your friends, but your...
No, I have friends. I do have friends. Like, I have a very small group. In reality, like, I have more acquaintances than friends.
Yeah.
So, but I do have a friend, my friend Dez and my friend Mike. You know, like, those two, they mean the world to me. Like, they're really dope people. Like, you know, Des obviously is from New York as well. We worked at the same office, so she knew my mentors.
Yeah.
So we ended up coming down and whatnot, and you know, she's a dope person. She's a really dope person. I feel like, you know, her and Mike I knew them since the beginning of the program. Those were like really the first 2 people I was cool with.
Yeah,
So it's like I fuck with them a lot. And to be honest with you, those are 2 people that I genuinely appreciate having, because I feel like they do bring different aspects out of me that I wouldn't so do myself.
no,
Like my boy Mike, he's just a dope individual. He's really cool, and he's kind of like bringing me closer to God in a sense. Like he's kind of making me evaluate my life and kind of like see like the different avenues that God kind of played a part in, and then just making me, not that I never believed, like I always believed in God, but he's making me like, again, trust in him more as well. Like there was a point in my life I didn't even trust God to give me the shit that I needed in life.
oh wow,
You know, like people be sitting there like, oh, pray on it, and like he'll give you what you need and when you need it. And I spent, I want to say my late teens, early 20s, like, fuck that. If you want it, go grab that. Like that universe manifesting shit was always like malarkey to me. I always thought that shit was like, oh, y'all making shit up. Go do.
yeah, which is so opposite from me.
Yeah, you would sit there like, if it happens, whatever, the universe. And I'm sitting there like, the fuck I gotta wait for the universe? I need that shit today. Like, I know.
But I feel like it's all about how perspective, because for me, I learn and I seen that when you don't get it right here, right now, it's because it wasn't good for you. Because the thing is, like, trusting God means it's not that you always get the outcome you expect to get. It's that he knows better, and trust that. Because when he gives you or he takes, he's not taking, he's freeing you. And when he gives you, it's because it's the right time and the right, you are the right person for that gift or for that, prosperity or whatever it is that you asking for.
Yeah.
I feel like sometimes when God doesn't give you something, because either it's not good for you or you're not ready for it.
Yeah.
And instead of fumbling the bag, he rather lets you wait until you are ready to really appreciate what he's giving you.
Yeah.
And another time, I feel like if he's not giving you something, it's because there's people and things you got to remove from your life. And that is 100% the truth. Like, when God doesn't give you something, it's because it's like if I'm going to give you a gift and your hands are full with other stuff in your life, then he cannot hold on to the gift I'm giving you. So he waits until you get rid of that, And I feel like that's why every single time I have learned that every single time, God puts you aside. God, before he gives you a blessing or an upgrade, he isolates you. Because not everybody is supposed to come with. And the reason for it, it's because maybe those people, God knows what you don't. So maybe those people would have gotten you into, okay, let's say if it's a Ferrari, you want a Ferrari, right? And God is like, all right, I'll give it to you, because why not? God, he owns all the wealth. So that's no big deal to him. That's nothing. Okay, I'll give it to you, no big deal. But let's say you have 2 friends that are not supposed to be in that Ferrari, because if he gives you that Ferrari and those 2 friends get into that car, you're going to crash the car, because they're going to tell you, yeah, go faster, go there. You know what I mean? So they're going to be a demise on your prosperity or on your blessing. So it's like a lot of the times when God is going to upgrade you, he basically leaves you alone in a way where it's like he's removing people that don't serve you anymore. And I feel like sometimes we don't even understand that. And that comes with and that's where the trusting in him comes from, because it's like, okay, I need to trust him that whatever it is, even if I don't like it, even if I think it's hard, even if I think it's not good, even if I think whatever is happening to me right here, right now, is for my highest good. There's lessons that you need to learn through struggle. There's lessons that you need to learn on your own. There's lessons that you need to learn in a particular space and set of mind that you wouldn't have any other way. You know, so I definitely feel it's 100% truth what they say, you know, diamonds come from pressure.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in order for you to make the gold shine, you got to put it through fire to purify it. So I definitely feel that the way that we got to trust is like whatever it is, if it's the good or the bad or what I don't understand, it's still the best for me. It's still what I need for my future. Because the situation you have at that moment does not require what you're going through, but the lessons that you are learning while you're going through whatever hard time you're going through are required for your next level. Does that make sense? It's like you don't need those lessons right here, right now. That's why they're so uncomfortable. But after those lessons, you go to the next level. You go, you know, to another, you know, lifestyle. And it's like, oh shit, I needed to learn that in order to be successful where I'm going or where I'm at now. You look back and you understand it and you see it. A lot of the things that are hard in our lives, it's always good for us. It didn't feel good, but it always is because it was teaching us something. Whether it is to pass down, whether it is to fix ourselves, whether it is to do better, but it is definitely helping you in any, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the way I see it. When it comes to like structure, yeah, I should be more structured. I think I'm working on that, you know. But like I said, there's a lot of things that need to crumble down in your life in order for you to build better.
Mm-hmm.
You know. That's the thing. Anything that you want to tell us, like, you know?
Wow, they're not making Hellcats anymore. So if you want a Hellcat, you can't buy it.
You have one. No, right. So they're not making it? It's all right.
Making it? No, it's not.
Manifest it.
What do you mean?
You get one.
Manifest that's not made anymore.
What? You can manifest one that is coming to your doors. Oh my goodness.
So I have to buy a secondhand car. It's crazy.
Listen, if you know something
People are
about
gonna try to charge you the price of an M5 for a car that is worth $80,000.
but it's not what it's worth, it's what it's worth to you.
Oh, of course, I still would not spend $100,000+ on a car like
Bullshit, that's in your budget right now. But in your
Oh,
budget,
I don't care
in your
what
future,
budget.
you might.
Oh, no, you see, there you go. You see, there's the structure thing again. The logic is not there. Like, there's no logic in that.
Okay, so let me
Like, I love Hellcats. 100% always wanted one. I'm not paying $150,000 when I could just go get a McLaren at that price.
So then that's what I mean. It's not that valuable to you because, or like the way I see it. Okay, so today I bought a cup of Starbucks and maybe I'm like, dang it, why I gotta pay so much? If you have so much money, a billionaire is gonna look at a cup of
They would have
Starbucks
spend money on a car.
and say, oh, it's coins, it's pocket change. It depends on the level you at.
I guess it's just
That's what I
it's
mean.
the
It depends
principle
on the
of it.
level.
It's
But
the
it depends.
principle.
But and the principle is if it's that valuable to you, because
I don't think there's nothing on planet Earth that's that valuable to me. Maybe food, like
that's
food experience, like
Right.
go to like a cool restaurant or whatever for like food experiences or traveling, but like spending money, like, you know, and that's all stuff you like when you're younger. Like, you're like, oh, the fresh cars and then all that and this and that. It's cool. And I drive a nice car now. Like, it's not a nice car, but I always wanted a Hellcat, and then now they don't exist. And instead of being a dumb 18-year-old, 19-year-old kid that was sitting there trying to work mad jobs and trying to save up all my little pennies and messing up with school because I was too focused on trying to get a Hellcat. That's what I mean. Like, that's what I mean. Like, Elvin's Mad Bobo. Like, when I was his age, I was sitting there going to school, but at the same time, I was sitting there trying to, like, get money. And, like, I was sitting there trying to save my money and move my money so I could get a Hellcat.
Yeah.
Like, at the time, like, wrong ambition, but it was, like, the discipline of it that I created and, like, the responsibility and, like, the certain, like, disciplines I had learning as a kid, because I was so stuck on trying to get a Hellcat back when they came out, is, I guess what you could say, molded me to, like, kind of be able to be, I guess, to be where I'm at now with school. Like, whereas Like, it's an accelerated program. It's taking 25 plus credits a quarter. This quarter, I'm taking 27. Next quarter, I'm going to take 30 credits. Like, these are like actual credits.
Yeah.
It's not
That's
like,
a lot of work.
so it's a lot of work. But like, all of this is minuscule, I guess. Not minuscule, because it is very hard. It's still very hard.
Very
I
hard.
put in the work. But it's like the effort of putting it is like almost nothing in comparison to like the amount of effort I tried putting in, working like basically minimum wage jobs, like paying like $10 an hour, $15 an hour, which at the time wasn't really minimum wage. Now it is. But trying to sit there and save up
Yeah.
money for a Hellcat.
I feel that has to come to with it has to do with you also saw your parents grind a lot.
No, yeah, 100%. Like I learned it. I did. It's not like I didn't learn it from nowhere. Like I watched you guys grind and like and
Yeah.
be young and then do what you got to do and then kind of build yourselves up. Y'all did it the hard way,
Yeah.
which is where it's like I was like, all right, like I'm gonna do it the hard way. And it's just kind of like it doesn't always have to be the hard way. Like
No,
you can
definitely
kind of
not.
choose what level of hard you want. Like
Yeah.
I've messed all that up, paid back thousands of dollars in school debt from messing up with school because I was so fixated on a car. And now I finally found my passion. So like now I went back to school, even though I said I used to always say I'll never go back to school. I hate school. School is dumb. I hate it. Like it's dumb. It's so extra. Like you could become rich without school. And now I'm sitting here being a tryhard, trying to get a 4.0 every quarter. And I'm sitting like, what? I'm actually pretty good at this. Like I'm surprised. Like I'm actually pretty good at school. Like
I mean, you always been smart.
know,
You just didn't have.
I guess the right drive, the right. I didn't have the right like.
That's why it's so important to do what you love.
Well, that and you gotta find it. I feel like too many people are too stuck on what society wants you to do, and like that's why I told Alvin, I'm like, yo, if you're gonna want to go back to school, like make sure it is you know what you want to do. Don't sit there and waste your time or money or get into debt thinking you have to be in school just to be in school, just because everyone told you to be in school. Like, like I feel like parents are always real quick to be like, oh, you got to go to school because that's the way you got to do it. Like, what's the point of going to school if you don't know what you want to do? Like, you're going to go get a degree that's useless. Then you're going to sit there and be like, whoa, I can't do nothing with this degree. I just did it because I was told I got to go to school. And then guess what? Now you got to go back to school again and get a different degree once you realize that your degree is useless or you realize that you got a degree for something you don't care about.
But in our defense as parents, we always tell you, find what you love and do that.
Yeah, but you telling that to a bunch of high schoolers that don't even know how to, like, you're telling high schoolers, find out what you want to do. And it's like, you're telling them to find out, like, these kids don't know nothing besides the growing up, waking up, going to school, and then coming home to play video games. They do just enough homework to get passing grades, and then that's about it. In reality, you can really tell like which kids in high school are the ones that kind of have their life together, quote unquote. And it's those are the kids that get all A's and whatnot. And even those kids don't even really know. They just know what they were told to do. They were told by their culture, you got to be a doctor, or they were told by their parents, oh, where they like kids that usually like know what they want to do and kind of go hard is they usually have an example. And even if they don't have an example, then they usually have something else that's driving them to do it. Like they have some type of, not trauma, kind of life experience that makes them. Like, like if you hear a lot of the kids that I go to school with, half of them, their parents are chiropractors. So they're literally in the school because their family already has a practice.
But I think you're going to be even better than them because this is your real passion.
I am smarter than them. I'm saying like, I'm telling you, like, I know I'm smarter than them.
Yeah.
They're just there because their parents said they gotta go get a degree so they could come take over the family business. So for them, the drive is not really there.
Right.
So now, does that mean that they can't become great doctors? No, not at all. They're probably amazing doctors because they've been surrounded by the profession their whole life, So then now they're just in school to get the knowledge behind it and the degree, really, because it's really just a loophole for them. Like imagine you're sitting there as a kid, growing up, your parents are chiropractors, and then you just spent your whole life around it for the most part. Like it almost becomes second nature, and now you're just getting a degree, you're just jumping through a loophole,
I don't think even if they become great doctors, I don't think it's gonna be as fulfilling as it would be for you. And honestly, I feel like once again, we're gonna go with the give ourselves grace, because it's like, okay, it does not matter when you find your,
No,
as long as you find it.
no, of course, but that's the problem. Some people don't. Like, I was actually having this conversation with
But that's the
dude.
point. You gotta look for it.
Well, that's the problem. It also depends on your environment. It's not that easy.
No, I'm not saying it is, but there's nothing that is worth it is easy.
100%. But what I'm saying is it's not the grind that's the hard part. Because to be honest with you, I'm addicted to the grind.
Yeah.
Like, I think like I'm gonna have to own my own practice because I'm just addicted to that stress that comes with it.
Right.
I think that's why I was always so very good at being disciplined too, because there's something addictive about that stress of like you have to be on it.
Follow a structure.
Like it's always like it's almost like you never stop working.
Right.
That grind aspect, because like there's some times where I'll sit there and like, I'll be like, okay, I'll try to be chill, and then I'll let myself, try to relax. And then it starts to feel weird and empty in a sense, where it's just like, what do you, like, that's how, I don't know, there's some people back in Rockland that they literally wake up and their whole purpose in life is waking up to go work a job just to get enough money to smoke some weed. Like, how is that your life purpose? Like, how is that, like, and like, I'm not knocking nobody, because you never know what shit is. You always change that. But for the most part, people that stay in that loop end up hanging out with people that are in the same loop.
Yeah.
And they get stuck in that vicious cycle where it's just like, they wake up, go to work, get out of work, get high, go back to sleep, wake up, get high, go to work, get high, come home from work, get high. And that's the whole thing. What are you doing? About to get high? What are you? Like, it's like, what are you doing? And I was actually talking to my boy Mike about that. He's like, he saw the effects of what like certain things would do to people.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, for him, he was never opposed smoking weed. He's very like, weed is for everybody, not everybody's for weed.
Yeah.
Like, if you're sitting there having to buy a Happy Meal from McDonald's and make that food and stretch you the whole day because you have to pick between eating and smoking weed,
then you have a problem.
then you have a problem.
Or you have nothing on your bank account, but you have the $40
for some weed.
Yeah.
Or like your tank is almost empty, and you gotta sit there and ride with your friends because you don't have enough money for your gas.
Or hit up people to like spark you up.
Or exactly that. Hit out with people just to smoke their weed. That's another problem.
Yeah.
But weed is, it's not just weed. It's really any substance could be like that. But the point is the purpose. And I really do feel like it depends on your surroundings.
Well, I feel like we are the lucky ones when you find your purpose, because like I used to have a job that I was making decent money, and I had a lot of like, good benefits, and I hated it. And let me tell you, it was like I was counting the seconds for me to punch out that stupid job.
Yeah.
And now that I own my own business, it's like, if I need to stay an extra 3 hours, I'll stay. If I need to go work another day, I'll do it. And it's not a burden.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Do I want to? No, but it's not killing me because I'm doing what I love. Yeah. And for myself as well. It's like, the problem is when you get stuck in jobs where you just know, you're going nowhere. And this is it. And your energy is getting drained, and negative people are around you. That I believe in. Yeah.
That's the problem.
I do believe in that a lot. Like, when you have like evil people or nasty mentality people around you, it does end up rubbing off on you. Yeah. And I realized that because of how much have I been able to grow and change from when I left that place. In all aspects of my life.
Yeah.
If it's spiritually, if it's mentally, if it's even with my success, I feel I skyrocket once I left that job. And what we don't understand is like, energy is real, and all the nasty energies around you will hold you back.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that a lot of people don't understand. It's like, even being in toxic relationships, any kind of toxic relationship, it will always hold you back, because it's just the negativity of it is going to pull back. It's going to bring your energy down, and it's going to keep you down and not allow you to see things in a different perspective and get the best of any situation, because your energy, your focus is lower. It's a lower vibration. So that holds you back 100% all the time. Bad friends, bad, partners, bad, even family members. It will hold you back because again, it's their vibration is lowering yours, and you cannot progress as much as possible when you are in a low vibration. It's just this just doesn't work. It and it's crazy because you won't see how many more you could be doing good. You won't see how much more blessings you will get if you was not in the vibration that those relationships are keeping you in. So that for me it's another thing too. I feel like once I was able to remove myself from that environment, like you said, like I became happier. And so now my train of thoughts are better. Like my train of thoughts are happier. And the name of the game is love and happiness. Truly, this is what it is. This is the ultimate true and happiness. That alone is wealth. And whatever material stuff that comes along, it's whatever comes, it's like a side effect of it when you are in a loving, happy state of mind. Then everything is start manifesting, everything just comes along. But I feel like the ultimate thing is to be genuinely happy and surrounded by love.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely. Any thoughts before we close out? Today was a short one, right? We here in Atlanta. We here with Mr. Jacob, aka Cocorico. My first love, So anything you want to leave us with, advice, thought?
Change your environment.
Change your environment.
Yourself with people you want to be like. Don't sit there and feel like you have to maintain a friendship because you feel like you owe someone something. You don't owe nobody nothing in life. So just make sure whatever relationships you maintain. Tell me we eat the mic.
Sorry.
Yeah, because in my mouth. Pause.
Yeah, pause.
Pause. No, just you don't owe nobody nothing. You don't have to maintain a relationship because you feel like you owe them something or whatnot. The moment someone doesn't serve you, like energy wise, and they're just more like, for me, I weigh out a relationship with somebody as like, am I giving, is the give and take equal? Like, are you taking more than you're giving, and am I giving more than I'm taking? If I'm giving more than I'm taking, then we got a problem. Like I'm very okay with giving and looking out and going hard for the people I care about. But at the same time, what I won't be doing is continuing to
do it on
upkeep a relationship that's like, I feel like I'm either a parent or I'm your significant other. And it's like, it's not even like that.
You being a perk.
Exactly. Like I refuse to be a perk, Like I have no problem going hard for the people I care about. But at the same time, I know very much so, like, not everybody deserves that. Not everybody deserves that energy, which is why I say, like, the people in school are fugazi. They're fake. They're, like, not real, I feel. Because for the most part, most people there are just talking to you or, like, maintaining a relationship with you because you're there. You're in the program with them. And they feel like if they don't talk to you, then they're assholes. And it's like, it's not assholes. We could be in the same class and not have to talk. Like, we don't owe each other that, To want to talk to each other should be a privilege, not something that is mandatory, Like, I don't know. But just make sure you surround yourself with people that are, like, good energy and, like, that you want to be like, in a sense. Like, don't sit there and surround yourself with someone that the highlight of their day is the blunt they're about to smoke after work when you're saying they're trying to be successful.
Yeah.
Or don't sit there and talk about you want to get in shape and then hang out with people that go eat McDonald's on a daily basis or don't like to work out. Like,
yeah.
It's just certain things that if you want to be around, if you want to be, you got to be around, because like that energy kind of rubs off, and if the vibration is a different story, like it's just different levels to this, So, check your environment. If you feel like you're stuck in life, do a quick life scan. Like, check the people around you, check what you're doing, check what your life is doing. Like, just do a quick life scan, do a life reflection, and see where you at, and see the people you're around. And, if you haven't found your passion yet, like, it's not that there's no hope left in the world. You can find your passion at any moment, but you have to start with controlling the controllable. So, like, start by fixing yourself so that when you do find your passion, you have all the tools you need in order to fulfill that and complete the mission at hand. Because the worst thing you could do is sit there and have opportunity, but you wasn't prepared for it, so then you have to miss out on it. People call luck, but in reality, luck is just opportunity met with proper preparation. Like, if you're properly prepared, once the opportunity comes by, you can sit there and snag it. Some people call it luck because they don't see all the preparation you put behind it. So they'll sit there and be like, oh, you got lucky, or oh, how you do that, or oh, how you do this and that, the third. But it's like, I did all of that because I was too busy doing everything that people weren't seeing. So I've had too many people, especially, it's crazy, especially in this program, too many people will sit there and chalk it up to like, oh, you're just so smart, or oh, you're just so lucky, or this and that, the third. And it's like, don't sit there and try to justify your lack of discipline and your lack of effort by calling my success luck. Because when I was up at 2 a.m, studying and doing homework and getting ready for the exam while you was too busy fucking around and bullshitting, of course I'm gonna get the better grade than you. It doesn't matter how smart you think you are. It doesn't matter how much you think you know the information. If you're not preparing and you're not putting the effort or the time, you're gonna get nothing out of it. You really get into life what you put into it. As much as you put into it is what you get out of it.
Definitely.
And also, of course, like, that is also paired with, trusting God and like following God and like, giving great, saying gratitude and whatnot. So like, trusting God and faith in God plus discipline and structure, you're going to be, in my eyes, you become unstoppable at that point, because God is going to always put you where you need to be. And he knows you're going to be able to complete what he needs you to complete because he could trust that you're disciplined. God's not going to sit there and trust somebody that spends his whole day looking for the next high, or looking for the next club, or what's the next drip, what's the new drip, or what's the new fresh gear, or he's like, bro, you're too worried about rocking expensive shoes when you drive a fucking hoopty, bro. Like, get some fucking new tires. You haven't changed the tires on your car in like 4 years, so you can keep those sneakers. Like, you gotta get your priorities straight. Men, women alike, but especially men. I feel like nowadays we're in an era right now where like a lot of men are feminized.
Yeah.
And feminized is like oh, it's okay. Like, oh, how do you feel today? Like, unfortunately, bro, no one gives a fuck how you feel today. Like, you're a man. Like, you're a man. It's okay to have your emotions and you share those with your significant others to a certain extent. Because at the end of the day, your kids don't care that you're sad, daddy, when they're fucking hungry. So men got a heart. Like, I feel like nowadays, like, people mistake being, or people are categorizing being a man with masculine toxicness. This is supposed to be a closing note, but it's like, it just kind of delved into like that's mine and Josie's biggest beef, where it's just like, her generation, the new generation, if you're 20 and under, this generation swears they know everything. They swear they lived life. They swear they know the answer to everything. And it's like, you're a little shit stain that just graduated high school or just going into college. You don't know shit. You don't know life. You don't know what life is. The fuck? How you gonna sit there talking about toxic masculinity or hardships of life in your fucking brand new 330i? Like,
the problem I have with them is like, as open-minded as they think they are, they very close-minded to their old ways. And
they're not open-minded.
Their old ways is what brought us here. And I feel like we don't even know the outcome of all this bullshit, new age, or whatever new way of thinking that they have. And it's like, yes, absolutely. Guys are now way more feminine. They don't want to do the hard work. They don't want to be the providers. They don't want to be the ones to go in front. Now it's like they
Worry about
thinking-
themselves.
right, and
It's
then
like about them.
and then they're the takers, and the women gotta be the givers.
Which it's that role started switching as the energy started to shift.
Right.
You know, the energy started to shift to where women started seeing that men were becoming more feminine. So
They
that
had to step up.
and now they have to step up because, you know, you had the few women, you know, that want to sit there and fill in the masculine role. Like, it's kind of like sometimes
that up.
it was 100% a setup. Because let's be honest, the strongest form of a household is a woman fulfilling her feminine energy and fulfilling her role in the house, and the man fulfilling his masculine energy, and then they cohesively come together
Right.
and develop a house strong unit.
Yeah.
You know, like it's okay for your woman to be just as successful, if not more successful as you. But if you as a man are not fulfilling your part, fulfilling those masculine, like making your family feel safe, like if my dad was one of the type of dads that this new age, like, how do you feel? I feel like, yo, bro, get the fuck out of my face. Like, I can't even, if somebody comes into the house and tries to do something to our family, you be the first one out. You're not protecting us.
Yeah.
The hell?
Yeah, that's definitely something.
Like, that toxic masculinity, I hate that phrase so much.
Yeah.
It's just like you're mistaking, oh, I'm a man, so I could do what I want, to like I'm a man and I have to do what I have to do.
Right.
You know, those are two different types of energy.
Yeah.
Like, this new generation kind of like meshed it together where it's just like you got people that don't even know the difference.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they'll sit there and call holding in your feelings to make sure your family's okay as toxic masculinity, but they'll be okay with some guy wearing a skirt, a fucking thong, and some heels, and be like, oh, like, yeah, new age, new world. Like,
That's
what are you
I
doing?
stood up to break down the family cell.
Oh, 100%.
Sure. Because I gotta say, the reason why I was able to, you know, call out of work whenever, and I always had a job, but that was my choice. I always had a job, but the reason why I was able to call out or like drop down to part time or like
You start your
be
business.
able to start my business or be able to like take care of anything that had to do with the kids when you guys were growing up is because I had a man that was, you know, backing me up. They was
Sure, they were
taking
good.
care
They were
of
good.
the responsibilities of as a man.
Yes.
So I feel like that was something that I will always be grateful for, and understand that that is something that is going to
It's becoming it's becoming
right.
becoming obsolete. It's becoming old fashioned, which is crazy.
Yeah, and
It's a crazy thought to think.
right. And I feel like there's a purpose why God made the men stronger and in a different you know, way of being than a woman. The women are more nurturing for a reason. The
Yes.
women are softer for a reason. And I feel like once we started messing with those roles, it's when stuff goes left. Like, I feel like if the person who's supposed to be the soft and gentle one is in her masculine energy, then the kids suffer because who's gonna give them
That nurturing love.
right? And then if you're too busy being manly out here as a woman, then who's gonna make sure the kid is good? Who's gonna make sure the kids it's in the right path? You know what I mean? So that definitely is going to affect our family units for sure. And I feel that that is the point of this whole agenda, is to break the family for yeah.
It don't work.
No.
It don't. But that's a whole nother.
Yeah, that is another whole level.
What I am. Oh, my bad. I was trying not to be loud. Anyways, but yeah, that's another rabbit hole. You know, at the end of the day, check your energy, find a life purpose, and man the fuck up sometimes. Man the fuck up and grind. You know, no, you're not gonna be sitting there crying that you gotta be grinding when you're sitting there in a nice ass car, like
Right.
or on a nice ass boat.
Straight.
You know, just figure your shit out.
Guys, don't buy designers If you still
Don't
live at your mama's house.
Yeah, hold up. Real last note. Don't be sitting there rocking fucking designer and your ass drives a fucking hoopty. Grow the fuck up.
Yeah.
Like, get your shit straight. Like, if
Yeah.
you're sitting there eating McDonald's, rocking a Louis Vuitton fanny pack, get your life together, you fucking bum. Like, you're a bum. You're a fucking bum.
Well, you heard her here. You heard it from Jacob. So, anyways, that's a great one.
That's crazy.
Definitely.
Fucking 6-piece McNugget with a fanny pack and pulling out a Louis wallet and $2 to the name.
Right. Trying to pretend where you're not.
My God.
I hate people that try to pretend they got it when they don't.
Rockland-phobia. Everybody gotta wear the freshest drip.
I think it's just
Freshest-
Rockland.
No, it's a Rockland. No, I'm not
There's
saying it's just
people
Rockland, but I'm saying
that act like, yeah, I got it. I'm a buzz. And, bitch, the hell you're not. No. You're just a bum just like everybody else.
Rockland-phobia because that's where most of,
Yeah.
I've
The
seen it
people
the
you know.
most.
Yeah.
Where I've seen it the
I
most.
think the city is worse.
The city's
The
worse,
city,
but
they
you know
live
what?
in projects.
No,
They live in
the
projects.
city is way worse. But the thing is like, it's like, even the city's better than, in a sense, Rockland, because it's like, they live in the projects because they getting their money from scamming or some shit. They're getting dirty money. So you can't buy a nice spot with dirty money unless you find a way for that. They're not smart. You gotta understand, like, once you get quick money like that, you don't move smart.
Well, that's some cases. A
Most
lot of
cases.
cases, no. A lot of cases, they're just pretending because they want to look like they have
Oh,
it.
yeah.
And they lie about it. They lie that I got it. I'm this. No, the fuck you're not. No, you don't. No, you're not there, clearly. And then when you dig deep, you see how it was all bunch of like,
Losing my Instagram was probably the greatest gift because you really see people like
right.
you don't see the snapshots of their life. You see like when you really see what's up with their life, you realize they're really sad ass individuals.
Right, right.
Oh, they're sad
Uh,
and they're showing you a little snapshot, but
right. Definitely.
I digress.
Well, thank you so much for being here. We love you so much. I hope you enjoyed our episode today. Please, please, please do not forget to share, like, subscribe, listen, comment, let us know. Give us ideas. Why not? We are open to hear what you have to say. And yeah, we love you so much, and peace and light.